Good day, terrifying tank totalers. I'm Unsilent and we're on the air with more Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic to the Sith Lords. That is a small orbital shuttle that we stole from Zerka.
Statement. We have arrived too late. The target has evaded us. We must pursue it. Observation. They have likely escaped aboard the orbital shuttle that has been docked here. The bay control computer likely will have a record of their departure. Query. Have you discovered anything about the shuttle's course? Answer. I have managed to track the shuttle's movement across the SHIELD network. However, the SHIELD network does not stretch over the polar region, which was the shuttle's apparent destination. Statement. Dispatch a unit to the polar region with the last known coordinates and approximate path of the shuttle. They will not escape us again.
Well, this can't be any worse than last time. So that's the hole in the SHIELD network, huh? Doesn't look like much to me.
Well, in the last episode, we managed to find that shuttle and an sabotaged HK unit. And apparently we've now stumbled upon a not-so-sabotaged HK unit. And apparently missile launchers... Well, actually, I know missile launchers are a thing in Star Wars from Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy.
You've got to be kidding me. It's not my fault.
Thanks, Lando. If you see it twice, it has twice the impact. I saw that about how they directed Bruce Lee fighting scenes. Is that you see the impact really twice close together, so it really impact lands.
Egotistic praise. An excellent shot, even with the prevailing winds. I couldn't have done it better myself.
Well, great.
Field assessment. I picked up on the heat forms of the Jedi and his allies. Activate the mines and prime the self-destruct sequences.
Well, this is bad. Oh, so it's the three of us. Beodur does not seem to be part of the team.
Relieved statement. Oh, Jedi, it is good to see you intact. We were concerned that shooting down your shuttle would damage you irreparably. Quick clarification, but now that we have found you, we hope that we can facilitate communications. Unnecessary addendum. And put an end to hostilities.
See, I told you, way back in, episode 5, that, these HK droids, and they're putting an end to hostilities and facilitating communications. Oh, it's not going to end well. No, it hasn't. And mostly for us. So, any reason why you shot down my vessel? Well, yeah, they're trying to kill us. I think we've established that. What are you assassin droids doing here? How many of you are there? If you want to fight, come on. Destroying one of you is easy. Wiping out 3 of you might cause me to break a sweat. Very dark side thing to say. Not that I'm not going down. I'm going down that path. Not really by choice. It's just where the fun is. This is where the fun begins. Oh, boy. Yeah, last episode we stole that shuttle from the Zerka underground facility, and now we've crashed here, thanks to those HK droids, here on this polar region. Whatever this is that we're on, some plateau. So I guess we may as well have a chat with the not-so-friendly neighborhood HK units. Yes, rather. By the way, it's May, Solo Month. So tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow is the start of Star Wars One-Shot, so tomorrow... Well, I haven't recorded tomorrow's episode yet, or tomorrow's video yet, so you'll just have to wait and see and make sure it works, but hopefully I can get an Atari emulator working, or recording. The working, I know it works. Now the recording, that's going to be the tricky part, but anyway, let's see. Why did you shoot down my vessel? Why did you unsuccessfully try to kill me? Maybe that's a good question.
Unnecessary clarification. We merely wish to cripple your vessel. Once we tracked your coordinates, we were able to deploy several droids in this location. Probing query. We are, however, curious as to why you chose to come to the remnants of the polar Telos irrigation system. There is nothing here that our instruments can detect. Eager threat. But we are looking forward to extracting your motives for coming here when we place you in torture restraints.
Well, if I'd be a shitty Jedi, or reasonable facsimile thereof, if... I think you can tell I'm starting to go a little dark side, because right there you can see sort of my veins kind of coming out there. don't know if my eye color's changed or anything. Or I don't know if it's the light or my hair's going gray as well. All I'm missing is some Orbilis Skarmer, and I'd be in pretty good shape. That is a Darth Bane reference there for folks who've read the books. Good books, by the way. The first one was better than the second one. I've gone through the audiobooks of Path of Destruction, the first one, Rule of Two, the second one. And the first one was better. The first one was better. Not the second one was bad, but the first one was better. But the second one, you knew, like, okay, there's 3 Darth Bane books. We start at the beginning. We kind of saw, a little bit in the second one. And then the third one, it's kind of like, okay, this is where business is going to pick up because we're going to get to the end. Well, presumably the end. I don't anticipate Darth Bane surviving beyond the trilogy, but you never know. You never know. Anyway, what are you assassin droids doing here? Well, they did just tell us.
Self-evident answer. Wherever you try to run, we will be there, armed and ready. Rhetorical query. So the query you have posed to us is one we put to you. What are you doing here, we wonder?
Okay, so that's basically the same thing that same exchange we just had.
Unnecessary clarification. We merely wish to cripple your vessel. Once we track your coordinates...
Did I ask this?
Being eager threat.
Yeah, no, we just, how many of you assassin droids are... What are you assassin... Oh, we already did it. So how many of them are you? Sorry, that's what I thought I was asking. I clicked the wrong one.
Chiding statement. Oh, Jedi. There are as many of us as are needed to capture or kill our targets. Egotistical boast. And there are far more of us than any one Jedi. Destroy one of us, and more shall rise from the wreckage. Unnecessary threat. And our attack protocols are more than a match for you and your allies.
Now, see, interesting how they say that. I get the feeling stopping the production of the HK droids is probably going to be on the list of things that we have to do as we go along in the game. I just kind of get that feeling from that statement. It's like they keep rising from the ashes. Well, we put a stop to you permanently. I get the feeling that is on the to-do list, eventually. Anyway, so if you want to fight, then come on. Oh, we've got to level up Kreia as well. Yeah, there'll be a few levels up for Kreia. But we can put in some points. We'll put it the 1. I'd rather put it in... Oh, no. I was going to say, she doesn't need that. She'll be fine with... I'll put 1 point into... Oops. She doesn't need repair, really. We could put it in stealth. I know, I don't do stealth, but what's the recommended power at this point? Heal! Kreia didn't have heal? Oh, right, I said heal wasn't a Kreia power. And I'm going to stick to that for a moment. Which one's the droid one? Stun droid is... There's stun and stun droid, which have the same icon. But there's a disable droid. Temporarily shuts down all droids within 5 meters of a Ah! Oh, sorry. Add it. And now, and click that button and accept. Now we'll start with that.
Yes.
Oh, look at that go! That actually was kind of handy. What's stun? We can probably hit a heal right. Yeah, we could probably hit a heal right now since. Oh, that didn't go so well. Just stop right there. You know what, why don't you just... Actually, why don't we just use a level up here? Does this allow... No, it doesn't really have something to do with no. We can put it in the air, why not? It just... Yeah, alright. Powers... Lightsaber form, and we can... What's the recommended power at this point? Heal. Fine, we'll go with that. So, now I gotta put on a... Oh, this is not... We've gone into this, and it's not gone particularly well off the start. What's the Chani shield? Energy and electrical, 100 points. Well, screw it. Let's try it. Not particularly great, but... We'll do what we can. We'll see what we can do. No, Krea's down or almost down. That's not going to go well if she goes down, so... We'll see if we can't get her to advanced medpack before going down. Yeah, that didn't go so well. We can... Didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Not a problem. Hatton, can you frag grenade that?
Just say the word.
Yeah, we're gonna have to turn that back on. Turn on the Ichani shield. And, you know, might want to lob another grenade at him. There's two. And we'll just turn on the Ichani shield again. One last try. We'll just tank for Atton here. I really need to I need to get better at, like, my accuracy needs to improve, but there we go. That worked out. Somehow, some way, that worked itself out. We'll pick up some bits from the HK droids. Some pretty good stuff for T3. If we ever find an HK control cluster. So we've got a... Oh, yeah? Another HK part. I forget how many HK parts it was that we needed. Alright, hang on. Beodur! Hi. Oh, it looks as if he was not unconscious by the explosion. If you can find refuge, then he should recover in time. Well, we'll see what we can do then. We can heal. Poor Kreia has gone all this time without, like, she's just got the clothing on, but... If I put her in the minor uniform, does she show up in the minor uniform? No. You know what? That's for the best. I don't mind. I really don't. And she doesn't show up with any of those bits on her, because, well, it's Kreia. You don't... I don't really mind. Right? Because it's kind of her thing, her and the Jedi robes and all that, right? So I don't mind. Honestly. Is there anything else around here that I have to... Or, oh, did I get all three of those droids, or did I just, I forgot the one. I can't remember. No, I did get all of them. Alright. Oh, there's a thing over there. I was busy looking over back at the ship. And Beodur, but it said something about finding refuge, and that's about the only refuge I can see. Is this lump here. It's like a doorway, I would imagine. Kind of like, you know, kind of reminds me, just from the outside, of the back door from... It reminds me a lot of Mass Effect Bases 1. It reminds me of the back door from the shield generator on Endor. So the Polar Plateau Interior. I was half right. It was polar, it was a plateau, and was way inside. So I think I put that together pretty well. Okay, and who are you? And why don't you look friendly, despite the fact you're wearing white? And white's supposed to mean you're very friendly. But I get a bad feeling about this.
Lay down your weapons, and you shall not be harmed.
Okay. And you are?
I will not warn you again. Drop your weapons, or we shall take them from you.
Do as they say. I sense people come to no harm.
Okay. I'll play along. I was going to say I'd love to see them try. It's not going to bloody work, but let's go along with this.
Why is it that everywhere we go, I end up in a cell? I mean, why did they lock us up? What is this place?
It is a training ground for Jedi.
What? This ice hole?
Yes, it bears the semblance of an academy. But where are all the students? Curious.
You've got to be joking. What is a Jedi Academy doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
It is a place hidden from the galaxy like the academy on Dantooine. But this place... Oh, Atris, you have been clever.
Atris?
It's none of your concern.
Well, the sooner we're out of here, the better. 2 crazy Jedi are more than enough for me. No one told me we were going to be dumped in a nest of Jedi.
And what is it about this place that causes you such fear?
What do you mean? We're in the middle of a bunch of Jedi. You know how they are.
No, I do not. Not in the way you seem to.
What are you doing? Get out of my head!
Stop struggling. Let me follow the current. Deep, deeper to its source.
Stop! Stop! Ah!
Ah, with the fear is mingled guilt. It squirms in you like a worm. And the why? Ah, and there is its heart. You surprise me. I could not feel it before. Your feelings are a powerful shield indeed. Do not worry, Atten. If he is a Jedi, he will forgive. And if he is not, he will not care.
You can't tell him, please. I'm asking you. I don't want him to...
Think less of you. I hardly think that's possible. Still, there is no shame in what you ask. We all wage war with the past, and it leaves its scars. I will not speak of yours, Atten, but there is a price for such things.
What? What price?
There are those who wage war and those who follow them. You are a crude thing, murderer, but you have your uses. You know how important this man we travel with is. Even one such as you can feel it. You will serve him until I release you.
And if I refuse?
You will not. If you do, then my silence will be broken. And then, Atten, you will be broken. You fear the Jedi, and rightly so. If Atris learns of your choices, you will never leave this place. But whatever fear you hold of the Jedi, know that if you disobey me, that my punishment will make you beg for the death that has long hounded you. Wipe the fear from your mind. You will not find blind obedience a difficult master. You chose it once. You will learn to embrace it again.
I don't know how you became such a manipulative witch, but why a vicious old scowl like yourself would even bother with me is a bigger mystery.
No game of Dejaric can be won without pawns, and this may prove to be a very long game.
Well, that's true.
A slippery one. Your thoughts difficult for even one such as I to read. I suspect the self-loathing that squirms within you gives you a curious strength. Your spirit, as diseased as it is, refuses to allow you to give up, no matter what threats you face and whatever wreckage you leave behind you. I feel you have crossed our path for a reason. Perhaps even you, at the right moment, may be able to turn aside disaster. If so, your potential is not yet spent.
Well, his potential isn't flying, that's for damn sure.
But I still think you've got the wrong man.
Perhaps. But someone has to fly the ship.
God, no.
This is a hard thing to predict. You have crossed our path for a reason. Our path brought us here for a reason. And now I know why. The past is here, and it must be met before the future can be set in motion.
More Jedi speak. Care to explain?
No. I've wasted enough time with you. Sleep, murderer, and be silent. I need no distractions. A critical moment approaches.
Some Kylo Ren shit just happened there. Oh, I'm gonna have to do this cutscene with this stupid breath mask on me. God damn. I do seem to vaguely recall at some point there is a mod for this version of the game that does have the ability to take the... You can equip headwear and such, but it won't display it.
I did not expect to see you again after the day of your sentencing. I thought you had taken the Exile's path, wandering the galaxy. Yet you have returned. Why?
Left the stove on. I'll tell you what you've done with my friends first. I want my property, my slaves, and my ship returned. It was not my intention to return here, Atris, or see you again. If you think I want to see your face again, you're sadly mistaken. I'm looking for my ship so I can leave Telos. I'm here because a pretentious Scuta stole my ship. I don't know what a pretentious Scuta or Shuta is, but that's probably not a naughty family-friendly term in the Star Wars universe. And as revenge, you cast me out, and now I've returned. It was not my intention to come here, Atris, or see you again.
Yet here you are. Perhaps you do not know yourself as well as you think. Regardless, your arrival here begs an explanation. Have you come to face the judgment of the Council, as you did so many years ago? Are you finally willing to admit that we were right to cast you out?
Oh, good lord, no. Let's see. I was going to say, let's see. The Force brought me here. Refresh my memory. Why did the Council cast me out? Let's see. The Council exiled me out of fear of Revan, of me, and what we represented. Maybe you should learn it was the Council's decision that led to the Jedi Civil War. I cannot stand by and allow innocents to die in the Outer Rim. They were right. Jedi do not go to war, no matter what the reasons. I deserved exile. I was no longer a Jedi. I am not here to debate the Council's decision. I'm here for revenge, nothing more. Now, since we are sort of heading down the Darth Pact, we are not going to... Well, one, I would never admit that someone else is right. Especially not a stuck-up... choose your adjective, or choose your noun there. A stuck-up noun, such as Atris, was right. Or these pricks at the Jedi Council. But let's go. Something happened at Mandalore. In the Mandalorian War that caused them to set us. I kind of wonder, why did the Council... I want to know for my own purposes why they cast me out, but if I'm playing the role, and of course if I'm playing the role, you know, everything in that 4-minute-ish exchange between Kreia and Atton didn't happen, so that out of my head. Let's all pretend that never happened. I mean, that's going to come back and it's going to play in, but for the sake of how my decisions are made, that never happened. So let's pretend I remember what happened, and hopefully it'll branch us back into an explanation. So, actually, I think even if I stand up for myself and say they exiled me out of here, I think we might be able to get something of an explanation.
You sought adventure. You hungered for battle. You could not wait to follow Revan to war. The Jedi Order asked only for time to examine the Mandalorian threat. They urged caution, patience, and you defied them. So when you returned, you were brought before us. You were a Jedi no longer, and so you were exiled.
Well, like I said, I think that if I had asked why I was exiled, I think we would have gotten the same or similar answer. So I also recall you wished me prison or worse. My punishment could have been worse. For that I am grateful. I remember now. You do not need to remind me again. I realize now. Okay, yes, I recall you wished me imprisoned or worse.
There was much about that day that was difficult to forget. Your words, your defiance, and when you stabbed your lightsaber into the center stone. I have kept it, so I would never forget.
Oi, that's mine. Yeah, that was my lightsaber. It was no longer Jedi. It was no longer mine. It was your right to do so. I no longer deserve to. Yeah. Let's see, I did not realize you still had it after so many years. Kept it. Stole it, you mean? Indeed. That's my lightsaber. Thank you.
Indeed. A lightsaber is the mark of a Jedi. When you turned your back on the Order, it was not yours anymore. I have always kept it, as a reminder of what can happen when your passions dictate your actions. I have kept it, so I would never forget your arrogance or your insult to the Order.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. Let's see, I wish to earn the right to carry my lightsaber again. If I became a Jedi again, would you return it to me? Whatever your reasons, I want it back. Insult to Order, you insult me by carrying it. Give that blade back or I'll tear it from your dead hands. Keep it then, I could care less. Yeah, all very valid options, I think. Not this one. Not I wish to earn, no. If I became a Jedi again, would you return it to me?
Become a Jedi again? That is a thing far out of reach. But I am not unsympathetic to your feelings. Leaving the Order must have been difficult for you. Yet you gave the Council no other choice. You gave me no other choice.
Well, you know, it seems, I know that canonically, I'm fairly certain canonically that knowing how the Lucas story group kind of works. I kind of get the feeling that the light side is the correct way, but if you were exiled for whatever you did in Mandalorian Wars, and you just keep getting shit from everyone along the way, you would be inclined to just kind of like force lightning everyone in your path and just say, fuck it. Fuck all y'all. I'm in charge now. I'd imagine it's like the dark path. I can kind of see like how Revan ended up turning to the light, mostly because of, the enemy of my enemy, regardless of whether you thought Revan would ally with the Jedi, whether he'd turn good or not, regardless of what happened in KOTOR 1. But, man, I don't know about the Exile here. I don't see, maybe it's the way I'm playing it, but I don't see the Exile as a happy-go-lucky sort. Especially not with how big of a prick Atris is. So I went to war to protect others, not for battle. The Council was weak and ruled by fear.
And you were ruled by hate, aggression. That is not the way of a Jedi.
And the Council's way was to meet aggression with surrender. I'll take my choice any day. And it was my choice, and I chose battle, gladly. If being a Jedi means surrendering, I choose not to be a Jedi. The Mandalorians deserve to be met in battle. I'm not here to debate the Council's decision. Let's see, and the Council's way was to meet aggression with surrender? I'll take my choice any day.
Every choice we make, whether we know it or not, sends echoes through the Force. It can awaken feelings, ignite passions, hate, anger, fear, where none existed before. By meeting aggression, by serving as an opponent against which the Mandalorians could test themselves, you fed their hate, their lust for war. And it sent a terrible echo through you. And because of it, you and those Jedi who met them on the battlefield lost their way, and you turned on us.
But not on the people who we were saving, damn it. Say, what? Were you not tempted to help the innocent? I did not lose myself there. I found myself. I would make the same choice again. Revan and Malik turned on you, not I. I lost nothing in the war. I'm not here to debate the Council's decision. Were you not tempted to help the innocent? See? You might call it aggression. You might call it that, but to the people who were dying, I don't think they would.
Of course I was. But the Jedi teachings require we examine how we may best help them. Action without reflection is not our way.
Is it not the teaching of the Jedis that the Force guides your path? So you're content to let the Outer Rim die for the sake of teachings, tell it to the millions who died in the war, the lives we could have saved if the Jedi had acted earlier. Our teachings do not mean we should stand by and watch others die. Hesitation and passivity are also strong emotions, one we should guard against. I'm not here to again. So, one or two, two really, who tell that to the millions who died in the war. That's the point I'm getting across.
There was no guarantee that marching to war would have saved the Outer Rim. In fact, quite the opposite.
If we had not fought, the Republic would have fallen, that is a fact. Even the Mandalorians admit that Rev had turned them back. There was no guarantee that we would win, but if we had not acted, the Mandalorians would now rule the Republic. And see, we could have waited, but defeating the Mandalorians after they won would have been difficult. Have you been reading the history of the blind? Revan won the war. Let's see. There was no guarantee we would win, but, the Mandalorians would rule the Republic, yes. So it's 1 or 3. 1, 2, 3, it all comes back to the same thing. We won the war because of it, and the consequences would have been dire had we not.
A physical victory, perhaps, but the real victory lay
in the triumph of pacifism, surrender, and how many would have died if the Mandalorians hadn't been stopped, and if we hadn't stopped them, the Republic would have been destroyed. How many would have died if the Mandalorians hadn't been stopped?
You do not know...
See, if the Mandalorians had won, would the Jedi have fought them, or simply have meditated on what to do? Oh, please, anyone who stepped outside the Jedi archives would know that. You have only my experiences to guide me and tell me that you and the Council were wrong. You are correct. I do not know, and neither do you. I'm not admitting that. Let's go. Would Jedi have fought them or simply meditated on what to do?
How dare you? The Mandalorian Wars should have been your grave, and Malachor 5 is where you should have died.
Oh, and you're going to see to it, oh yes, your anger. Is it because you secretly wish you had the strength to follow me to war? Careful, Atris, anger leads to the dark side. And she's brandishing that saber aggressively, though. The Republic is the one that should have died at Malachor 5. You know nothing of what happened at Malachor 5, so be silent. Don't want to reopen more wounds, Atris. Let's end this. You know, Malachor 5, actually, if memory serves, Malachor 5 is actually where the second season finale for Star Wars Rebels was, actually. I think it's the same place, because I remember it was on Malachor, and how many, very Force-sensitive places are there. So if something massive happened at Malachor 5, there would definitely be a strong Force influence, especially if a lot of people died there. There would be a very strong presence of the Force on Malachor, or Malachor 5 to be precise. So I'm kind of wondering if that was Dave Filoni, pulling just a little bit from KOTOR 2 back into canon with Rebels there. So I just kind of wonder that. It's just like that little thing. But anyway, sorry, the awareness. Your anger, is it because you secretly wish you had the strength to follow me to war?
What? What do you mean?
I can see it in you. You wanted to fight by my side, but you're too scared to defy the Council. Then let fear guide you, Atris, wherever it leads. If you cannot grasp the truth, then never mind. Let's see, I can see it in you. You wanted to fight by my side, but you're too scared to defy the Council.
You're wrong, just as you were when you defied the Council. I tire of fighting with you. You lust for war, and you always will, and you have succeeded in distracting me from my questions. So answer me. If you cannot seem to admit the Council was correct, then why are you here?
Well, let's see. I just want my ship. I want my ship so I can get the hell out of here.
Your ship? Ah, the Ebon Hawk. It is not your ship. Unless you're admitting to the destruction of the Paragus mining facility.
That was the Sith. Let's see. Destruction of Paragus was an accident. Paragus' destruction was necessary. Of course I destroyed Paragus. I admit nothing. Let's see. So are you admitting to stealing the Ebon Hawk? I could dodge the question. I could definitely dodge the question.
The Ebon Hawk is here, safe. Its records and navicomputer are being dissected to determine what caused the destruction of the Paragus facility.
Good luck with the navicomputer. You're wasting your time. Yeah, I'll go with that.
We're having some trouble with the navicomputer, but I think with your cooperation, willing or otherwise, that will cease to be an obstacle. If it is your ship, perhaps I should be questioning you as to what happened, and why you destroyed the facility and murdered all the miners stationed there.
Oh, you old bat, they were dead before I even woke up.
A facility of over 150 personnel, all dead before you arrived? A childish story to mask your crime. And with the facility destroyed, you think there is no way to confirm your story. But I will pry the truth from you, I promise you that.
Oh, you're just so angry at the world that you're just willing to believe whatever fits your own stupid narrative. Now aren't you, Atris? So. Let's see. The destruction was necessary.
Necessary? The destruction of Paragus was necessary? You have not changed. Acting instead of thinking, putting yourself before the galaxy, before the Jedi. Do you know what you have done?
Let's see. I did kill a Sith Lord. I don't know if you care, but you got 3 Sith Lords you're worrying about. And I offed one without a lightsaber. So, yeah, I mean, I think I did okay.
Without the fuel from Paragus, Citadel Station cannot maintain its orbit. It will crash into the planet and its destruction will echo across 20 other worlds.
20 words with one explosion, even better. Why is Telos so important? Yes, why is Telos so important?
Telos was a test to see if the Republic could mount a restoration effort on the Outer Rim. When it fails, the Republic will not finance another. The other Rim worlds devastated by the Sith will remain graveyard worlds, devoid of life. And that is the magnitude of your crime.
So, it's almost as bad. Ooh, it's almost as bad as the Jedi Order letting the Outer Rim die during the Mandalorian Wars. Let's see. But the Sith attacked me on Paragus, and the battle destroyed the colony. So, I could be a smartass, or could tell her just. So now I get blamed for the actions of the Sith.
The Sith? What do you mean?
Ah. So, you'll find out when their hand is at your throat. And the Sith have returned and they're hunting all Jedi.
You speak truly. You have encountered the Sith. I can feel the scars on you. Tell me, where did you encounter them?
Paragus, dumbass. This Sith came for me on Paragus to kill me. If you seized my ship, you knew I was Paragus, and so were they.
Paragus? What would they want there? They can't have been looking for you.
And yet they were. So.
You. If they thought you were Jedi, the teachings of the Sith blind them indeed. I am the last Jedi, not you. You betrayed our teachings, our beliefs, the very core of the Jedi Order. If these Sith attacked you, they will soon realize their mistake. And if you escaped, they most likely let you go to see if you would lead them here.
Great. So, well, if you think you're the last Jedi, I'll leave you to them, and I'll go on my merry way. Can I have my ship? So then I offer you my ship. You'll need it. And stronger than you think, at least one Sith Lord stands with them, and they fight differently than Sith from the Jedi Civil War. Interesting.
Whatever force they can bring to bear, it will matter not. If they face a true Jedi, they shall fall.
Your grasp of tactics is questionable. Yes, I agree.
We shall see. For now, the perspective on your situation has changed. I have your ship. I will return it to you. You must leave here before you place us in jeopardy.
And where can I find my companions?
You shall find them north of here, in one of the old irrigation chambers. They have not been harmed. They are free to leave as well.
The sooner I'm out of here, the better. Is there anything I can do to help? I get the feel... What happens if I ask that question?
You offer your aid after turning your back on me, on the Council. The Jedi is not something you embrace out of fear. The commitment is stronger than that, something you never seem to understand.
But I always understood war, and that's who you need. The Sith have numbers on your side, on their side. You'll need all the allies you can get, Jedi or not. I'm not doing this out of fear. I want to help. I cannot do this alone. Offer my assistance. Let's see. You can, but I've always understood war, and that's who you need.
Perhaps. But if you help me, it cannot be done from here. There are others in the galaxy who may help us against a Sith threat. If you can find them, gain their trust, perhaps our defenses shall be stronger for it. Take your ship, seek them out. If you find them, encourage them to gather on Dantooine. From there we can call a council and see what can be done.
Well, let's see. I'll see what I can do then.
Then I shall send you on your way. It is now time for you to depart.
We shall remove him, mistress.
You know, I could use the lightsaber to help me with the Sith.
Come with us.
That's a no, then? That's not very helpful.
Are you all right, mistress?
The exile brought up feelings best left forgotten.
Forgive me, mistress, but I must ask. The exile, I've never seen another affect you so strongly. Did you care for him once?
The Jedi have no such attachments. As always, he will do as he wills. And the galaxy, and the feelings of others, can burn for all he cares. The day we judged him, I stood in the chamber and he was so right. He was so certain of it, I doubted myself. He chose Revan over the Jedi, over the Council, over... But now I am tired, I must...
Of course, mistress. I will tell the others you are not to be disturbed. And please, do not exhaust yourself. We can attend to matters here.
Well, That is interesting. Still don't quite have the whole story, but at least we know that the next step is finding other Jedi. Although I wonder if I would have gotten forced into that. So we've got dark side, light side, and a net dark side shift. How net dark side was that shift? Okay, I'd say that's a fairly dark side shift. And also, can I take the stupid breather mask off? Yeah, alright. I think that's a good place for us to leave it off this time. Star Wars Knights of the Old... Oh, that's back towards, Handmaiden Sister and Handmaiden Sister.
Why have you approached me?
Let's see. I have questions, yes.
You may ask.
Alright, I want to know about what do you do here? That's a good question.
We serve the Jedi, and we watch.
That's, it's not many here.
Atris is the only Jedi here, this is true. But the Mistress will bring others in time.
Hello.
Hello there.
You are no Jedi. Atris has made that clear. When you went to war, you gave up the mantle of the Jedi and became something else.
Alright, I'm going. Yeah, no, never mind. Don't care. Not a very pleasant person to be around. I guess we will find our friends and get the hell out of here next time. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic to the Sith Lords. Until then, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Share on social media. Follow on social media. The social media handle is Unsilent on air, and that is for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. And don't forget, you can check out more KOTOR 2 in the playlist. It's on the screen in the description down below. And more videos anytime on the channel page. And until the next time, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.